Hey, you guys. Welcome to class 9 out of 10. Can you believe it? Business class has flown by, and I know it has been so much information. And I hope some of it has sparked inspiration and, yeah, just a whole bunch of ideas of where you can personally take your own author empire after this semester is over. Anyway, should we knock them out and get them over with? All right, let's get going. Here's where we've been and here's where we're going. Look at all of those cool classes that we've had. Media makers, media marketers, marketing planning, creative process, press and publicity, A-list vehicles, visual expression, advertising, and today we're going to talk about digital and viral, and then in class 10, we'll talk about finding success. So due for today is the case study on Prometheus, blending fictional and real worlds. And I think for me, one of the most exciting things about that case study is that the actor playing Wyland, the young one, actually presented in the real world as a TED Talk talking about the future. Right? I mean, that is cool. All right. Let's have an overview here. So these are goals for class 9 and 10. Class 9 is about reaching your public, online and on-the-go marketing, the social screen, and interactive content and marketing. And then class 10, we'll talk about finding success in measuring your marketing goals and outcomes, and talk about how to market it. And we'll also talk about some legal stuff in terms of copywriting your intellectual property. So let's start with class 9, reaching your public, digital and viral. This is actually out of your textbook from chapters 26 to 28. If you want to read them, if you want extra information, consult your textbook. It's got more than what I'm presenting to you here. So in this section, we're going to talk about online and on-the-go marketing in terms of content creation and curation, websites, blogs, pods and vlogs, SEO or search engine optimization, and online visuals and video. As technological advances, basically of the past 2 decades, have turned audiences into prosumers and digital content has proliferated, pundits have decreed that content is king. Mobility actually may be the most significant advance of this century, making the internet accessible anywhere, and also providing apps, texting, photos, and video sharing that extend the frontiers of digital marketing. It has created an accessible global public square, basically. The intersection of traditional media and digital marketing is integrated into campaigns. Where it's integrated into campaigns is sort of the sweet spot of today's content creation and content marketing. Content has inherent value, and so does content curation. What does that mean when I say content curation? That means when you have one person, company, entity, one profile, one account that's actually curating information and streamlining it into their own account. So, for example, Joanna, you talk about all things horror and Gothic related. And so what you're doing is you are curating information on Gothic and horror and everything within that genre and everything within that niche audience. You curate this information so that your audience doesn't have to go out and find the information. All they have to do is find you and your website/social media platform. Okay, so curating is like what somebody does in a museum. art exhibits, for example, will be curated. Somebody goes out and finds a new artist and chooses the paintings that they want to display in their museum. That's another form of curation. Okay. Um, right. So content has inherent value, and so does content curation because it serves niche audiences. The New Age curators are upworthy and trending topics on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And here, this image, I took a screenshot of the SGS's Twitter account. There's a section called Trends for You. And so it says trending in Denmark, hashtag COVID-19 DK, hashtag DK poll, hashtag Corona, hashtag DK media, or Deco media. Politics trending hashtag is Europe. Yeah, affinity and niche marketing creates deep emotional engagement among audiences and inspires them to be credible third-party ambassadors. This part's super cool because if you find a brand, whether it's a show or a product or a service that you love, then you're going to actually become an ambassador for that brand or that product or that show. I mean, who's the brand ambassador for Breaking Bad? Alicia. You know what I mean? Like whatever you find that you love, you become a brand ambassador. Okay, so the point is that you guys as content creators want your audiences to become Alicia's. You want your audiences to love your brand or your content or your product or your service so much that they go out on their social media and they spread the word to their audiences. Okay? So that's what we're trying to do. Right. As a media maker and media marketer, you offer huge value to your target audiences simply through your content creation and content curation. And this is super cool because you guys have been doing this since your first semester. So starting your online platforms, your social media tracking, and all of that I make you send me every week, which you've done this week? Question mark. Keeping track of all that and building your social media platforms as well as your website, although, parenthetically aside, websites don't necessarily get as much traction as they used to get. Most people go to social media, but websites are still like the mothership. This is like the home base where all of the information, the links to all of your social media, your videos, your artwork, and so on and so forth. That's where everybody should be able to find it. But you will get more traction, on your social media platforms. But it's cool because you guys have been working on this since your first semester, and just the fact that you will write your own content and whether that content comes straight out of SGS class assignments, which is totally fine with me. If you write an academic paper or you write flash fiction, if you do some kind of analysis, if you do an illustration, if you do a character sketch, all of the assignments that you have at SGS, you are completely allowed to publish them on your website, your blog, and your social media platforms. So in this way, you shouldn't feel pressure to create content out of something new. You can actually use the assignments that you've already been given. You can do both. But then, of course, we have pinch points in the semester. We're going through one right now where there's so much work that has to be done that you don't necessarily have the mental space to come up with your own top 10 list or your own original content. And so that's the other aspect of this, which is content curation. If you can't think of the top 10 horror films of 1979? Well, you can Google it and you can find an article on it and you can share that article on your platform. Okay. So that's what we want to do. So we as media makers want to stay in touch with our audiences, even when we're really busy. So if we don't have time to create content, then we curate content. And we just have to make sure that the content that we're curating is something that our audiences will find valuable. From the beginning, you want to approach your transmedia project and marketing from a holistic content creation perspective. Don't differentiate between story and marketing content. Step back and think of yourself as serving a passionate, defined niche audience by creating and curating them. Build a brand personality, a story universe, and user experience across multiple platforms to fully immerse them. And cultivate a voice that enhances and reinforces your brand archetype and characters. And then usher your audiences sort of into that publicity tent, that press tent, to help you find, tell, and share the story. You do this by creating content with photos, videos, blogs, headlines, websites, artwork, and hashtags. Everything you create is an installment in this world. So pay attention to what resonates with audiences and create new content accordingly. So if you were to go to your Twitter account or your Facebook or Instagram and find out what's trending, you can actually take those top hashtags and what's trending, those subjects, and focus on those and use those to either create new content or curate new content. What you want to do is create an environment where your audiences can exchange ideas. Also, you want to be able to cross promote and give credit to others. So create this forum for an active, ongoing community around your project and let it take on a life of its own. And now the interesting thing is, although this is talking about transmedia marketing and we're talking about our semester project here, this goes way beyond our semester project. Everything that we're learning in this business class can and should be applied to your own author empire. So even though you might have started SGS thinking that you wanted to write or finish a book, say, which is a huge accomplishment, huge, and that can be your goal at SGS. But now that you've had transmedia, you might consider actually expanding on that. So maybe you're writing a novel and now you want to think about writing a diary for one of your characters. Or maybe you want to create merchandise that you can sell because one of your characters is really witty and has all these like sassy comments. Like the options are just endless, as you've heard through this transmedia semester. But so even though I'm talking about this in terms of our project, I want you to think about this in terms of what you want to do with your own author career. What is your author and literary trajectory? What does that look like to you? You want your audiences basically to click, view, share, and co-create. And audiences want to participate in your story world. So provide your audiences with timely content and immediately reward them for that. Also, offer long-term value by teaching or providing a service, motivating audiences to share your content as an asset. In this way, you position yourself as an expert. And I know a lot of you maybe don't think of yourselves as experts yet, or maybe you're starting to catch on that you are an expert. Simply by attending SGS, because our curriculum is so cutting edge, you guys are becoming experts in your genres and in each semester's genre that you're studying. So even if romance isn't your personal genre, once you take a romance semester at SGS, trust me, you become more of an expert on romance than a lot of other people, most other people globally. You are the cream of the crop. You are in the 1% if you have read Pamela or Virtue Rewarded. I'm serious. Anyone else who talks about romance, all you have to do is say, have you read Pamela? And they're going to be like, well, no. And you're going to be like, I have. And you win the argument. Hashtag you win. Lots of successful digital and viral entertainment creates mystery around a passion topic or project, and then rewards audiences by making them feel like they're in the know. So release content and clues in a drip feed, in a way. Drip feed your audiences to sustain their demand. This actually places superfans in a position of having content first, which superfans love, and then they'll share it, with their tribe. Okay, so when you're creating a transmedia world, what you want to do is you want to look at the big picture and look what you want to achieve, right? So look at that goal, but then you have to reverse engineer your content. So, for example, with the Lizzie Bennet Diaries case study, in which Darcy's sister Gigi discovers Lizzie's YouTube account, and then Gigi begins binge watching Lizzie's YouTube account and tweeting simultaneously. So when that happened in the real world in real time, it didn't just happen. It was reverse engineered for the effect that it had on audiences, in which it appeared to actually unfold in real time. And so you have to think about, like, how would you organize that so that it would happen at the same time? Well, you would need Gigi the Gigi character, you would need her to tweet that she's going to take a look at Lizzie's YouTube channel, and then she would have to binge watch them. And as she's binge watching them, she would have to tweet along the way, right? So there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. And so you reverse engineer it, and then start with everything that needs to be in place before that happens. So in this particular example, what needed to happen was, the multitude of episodes that Lizzie had to record in order for Gigi to binge watch the videos, right? So we had to have quite a few weeks previous to Gigi binging it of Lizzie actually recording her story. You should design a carefully orchestrated narrative around your content and decide how, to whom, and when to tell your story. Rabbit holes or clues, like you can connect those into the narrative to connect audiences to the story universe. Use online content to reveal a character's point of view. You can deliver production news or release poster art or trailers or preview websites to flesh out an intriguing fictional or non-fictional narrative. Online content on different platforms can contribute to a larger offline story universe and become the story universe in its own right. For example, Grumpy Cat. Rest in peace. Poor little guy, only 7 years old, but everybody has heard of Grumpy Cat. And here's, one of the memes. There are two types of people in this world, and I hate them. But other ones there's a Facebook page called I Fucking Love Science. And there's that other one called Shit My Dad Says on Twitter. So things like that actually take on a life of their own. They grow an audience, and then they can actually cross between online and offline story universes. Okay, this one's cool. Websites. Websites still serve as the quote-unquote workhorses of media projects' online content. They can be a key storytelling platform, a marketing platform, or in this case that I'm showing you here, they can be both. But the website, that's the hub. In the arms race of increasing digital assets, including text, video, audio, photos, and social, it's wise to anchor audiences' digital experience to one or two platforms. The secondary assets feed into the landing pages of the primary assets. An official project website should provide unique content that's interactive and valuable to your audiences. It should describe the product, include a synopsis, bios of the team, key art, poster, trailers, and links to partners. It should use graphics and video. It should connect all the digital assets. It should be legible and consistent and invite audience interaction. Inviting audience interaction, like that doesn't happen as much on websites nowadays, but it happens on social media. And then lastly, on the website, you want to include contact information. And everything in that list that I just described should go into your own personal author website as well. Websites can also be part of the story world, as is the case with the example here. ABC from the beginning, they had a series called Lost. Have you guys seen it? They basically took the inherent mystery of the series TV storyline and brought it online and then into people's real lives during the off season. The network created an entire backstory universe around Oceanic Airlines, whose Flight 815 lost radio contact 6 hours after it left Sydney, stranding the lost characters on a deserted island. But the campaign began with a press release reporting that it was suspending the search for the lost plane. The press release. Okay. The press release's telephone number, but also the television spots and billboards for Oceanic Airlines all led to the fictional website flyoceanair.com. But that wasn't it, right? That site actually looked like a transcontinental airline website, which is pretty cool. But the welcome video on the Oceanic website, appeared to be hacked by Sam Thomas, the main character of the marketing campaign. Sam reported that he wasn't giving up the plane search because his girlfriend, Sydney, was a flight attendant on the flight. A second website URL, find815.com, then flashed on the screen. It also revealed during a faux airline TV spot and on fake billboards in each of the lost characters' hometowns. It was later revealed via graffiti. So these airline billboards that you see here were put up in the characters' hometowns. And then after they were put up, a little while later, they were graffitied, find815.com, which then sent people to Sam Thomas's website. Find815.com had video teasers. It had a virtual desk with voicemail and emails, and it also had a lost diary. Not a lost diary, but a diary of Lost, the title of the show. Right. Okay. It energized Lost fans who created an active blog and wiki to keep track of the clues that the website find815.com provided over the course of 5 weeks. Pretty cool, huh? All right. Blogs, pods, and vlogs. As mentioned in a previous class, blogs have really become a lot more credible in the past decade, especially with this idea from Blog Her and quote unquote mommy bloggers reaching and serving more than 36 million women. And that was only at the time of the book's publication, which was in 2015. So that number is way low. Anyway, here in this image, the White House added a Tumblr blog to its official online presence. A blog can be your project's consistent voice for telegraphing news. And the goal here is to provide exclusive content. So you want to give your blog a name that connects to your project. Check out your audience's digital comments to be sure that it's serving them. Use your authentic voice to resonate with audiences. Give away some knowledge so people feel satisfied and that they might share it. Also, keep it short, no more than 700 words. And then you also want to add, a really great photo near the top to draw people in. And you want to write tantalizing headlines that are short, bold, personal, and immediate. Using numbers, lists, tips, and viral words such as smart, surprising, huge, or big. And then end your post with a simple call to action to either secure an email or a text sign up or maybe a Twitter or Instagram follow. Telegraph new blog entries via social media with a direct link. Peter Jackson, here on the left, he produced a vlog production of diaries and post-production of diaries of his production and also post-production of his films for The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. He also had live fan events with exclusive footage, Q&As, how-tos on post-production scoring, and also info on Air New Zealand's tie-in promotions. Vlogs can also be part of a fictional universe, as is represented in the picture on the right. Webisodes are rooted in early fictional online vlogs, such as Lonely Girl 15, which was about normal, everyday teenage minutia. The character here, Bree, made reference to real-world YouTube characters and communicated with her followers on, back then it was called MySpace. But over time, her vlog entries veered toward her family's mysterious cult-like religion, the Order. And later, her parents' disappearance after she refused to attend a secret ceremony required by the cult leaders. So after the first season, the program was actually outed as fictional, which, gained worldwide attention, but it also angered a lot of people. At its height, it posted 5 videos per week. Near the end of its 2-year run, the series had over 125,000 subscribers and more than 110 million views across multiple platforms. Lonely Girl 15 created a new model for transmedia storytelling and marketing in which the character breaks the fourth wall and tells the story from their point of view, often joined on camera by other characters and supported by content on other media platforms. Okay, next is SEO, or search engine optimization. You want to promote your media property by using hyperlinks in your text to provide more information to keep audiences engaged. There are 3 main aspects to online promotion. Search engine optimization, getting notice of your project on other websites, which is a pull strategy, and email marketing, which is a push strategy. SEO begins with what words and phrases are most likely typed into the search field on Google. So if somebody is trying to find you, what keywords do they put into a Google search to find you? So these are your project's meta words, keywords, and tags. Some are obvious, like your project's title, tagline, genre, platform, or subtitle, themes, characters, cast members, artists, and partners. But also images can be searched. Using your overall footprint on the internet is a key tactic in online marketing. And of course, here in the image on this slide, the ultimate goal is about getting the search results, that the top hit is you or your project or your business or you as an entity. So if you were to type creative writing program Denmark. Hopefully SGS is the first one that comes up. Actually, hopefully if you type creative writing program Europe, hopefully SGS comes up. I don't think it does yet, but through search engine optimization and using keywords that people search for, it can either organically come to the top, or you can use something called Google AdWords, which you pay for, and that can get the results you want and get your business project website up on those on the top search results. I think a lot of you know, if you don't come up on page 1, most people don't search farther than page 1. Guest blogs and comments on other entities' website or blogs can also be helpful. You should be active in forums and groups that center around your project's genre or subject. If you're getting comments on your website, or if people are communicating with you on your social media platforms, and I'm talking about your business social media platforms, your author platforms, you should be interacting with them quickly. You should write back. You should heart their responses and comments, and so on and so forth. All right, and then email is a push strategy. And email, using something like MailChimp. I'm sorry, they both have monkeys in them. MailChimp is something you can use where you actually import people's email addresses, and then you can provide newsletters, provide alerts and information and press releases and promotional information, but you can also have a link to a teaser clip or an ad or a contest. And also there you would want to use graphics and video. With so much yeah, we're going to watch it without sound. Not that you guys could probably hear it anyway, but with so much content overload and distraction from second screens, sort of eroding audiences' attention spans, it's increasingly difficult to get noticed. In the digital universe, graphics and video are excellent storytellers, amplified by their hyper socialization. And that's why didn't that keep playing? It's like 23 minutes. There we go. That's why Instagram, Flickr, and Pinterest, as well as Vine and Facebook and Instagram video, have grown so quickly. Let me see if I can move it ahead a little ways so you can see some funny videos here. These attention-getting, digestible bites of visual content can be standalones, or they can lead audiences to deeper content. I don't know why it's stopping. I wanted this to just play so that you guys could see all of these digestible video clips of from 2019 that were, like some of the best videos that were shared and went viral. And just to show that, they're just stopping. Anyway, but okay, it's not working. I don't really have a lot of luck with playing you guys videos, do I? But anyway, video is the fastest growing commodity in the online space. YouTube and video have basically revolutionized the internet because they allow you to shoot something and upload it immediately. It's also inexpensive, and your project's video may be long format, or it could be 6-second micro videos. The amount of traction media content gets in the social arena is often the key determinant of content and marketing campaign success. When you're scrolling through your Facebook newsfeed, like the place where most people stop, whether they want to or not, is usually on a video. It's like you can't help it. Social media is the fastest growing and perhaps most influential media force today in marketing. It's one of the many valuable tools in the content and marketing arsenal to achieve your strategic plan's fully articulated goals. So you have to articulate those goals first. If your goal is to connect with and serve an active, participatory, organic, sentient community, then social media is a highly valuable tool. So you have social storytellers and ambassadors, trending and viral, socializing real worlds, and socializing fictional worlds. Let's go into that. Social media is the connective tissue to other elements in your transmedia project or content marketing. It markets the story and it is the story. It's personalized social storytelling. If your social audiences become co-protagonists, connecting their personal stories to your project's narrative, then you've got a hit. So, look again at your media project and, look at it as a brand and your marketing plan as a storytelling device. Social media can be the voice of a fictional character, the forum for audience contribution to the plot, the big reveal of the project's poster, or the launching pad for project news. You can create a global real-time conversation among your project's follower base of passionate influencers, evangelists, and co-content creators. These ambassadors can help you explore, embellish, and spread your story. And here I'd like to say that you guys can and should use each other to help each other build your own author empires. In each other, you have guest bloggers. You have access to experts. Each of you has an area of expertise. And so you can ask anybody in this class for their expertise, myself included. You can ask any of us to guest blog, or you can ask us to be on your podcast or your vlog, or help you co-write an episode of something. You can interview us, all kinds of things. You already have the seeds of ambassadorship of your project within your own tribes. And SGS is a tribe. So yes, us, the 8 of us, but also us in our class group where you also have your teachers, and then us in the SGS squad where it gets bigger. I think we have 40 people in there. Also, the SGS main page has about coming up on 10,000 likes and followers. So here you already have the seeds of ambassadorship, but that's just with SGS. Each of you also has your own seeds of ambassadorship in your own author platforms. And I know that because I'm seeing your social media stats that you're sending me once a week, right? If you haven't, please send now. Press pause and send. Go on, press pause. Did you do it? Great. Okay. All right. Trending and viral. Shared content through social media is inexpensive distribution to widely spread content for your project. So it's also an endorsement of it. In a world where approval from, family and friends means as much as it does from critics, audiences are, likely to check out the content that others in their tribe deem shareworthy. So you can actually, it's called newsjack, like hijacking, newsjack trending topics if there's a natural link with your project. Use the trending hashtag along with your own hashtag, okay? Many entities actually pre-plan their social media strategy around live events. Like in this case, Arby's, which is a fast food chain in the US. I don't think it's here in Europe. But they did this at the 2014 Grammys, where they joked asking Pharrell Williams for their hat back because the hat he was wearing looked so much like the Arby's logo hat. Haha. Sharing is now easier than ever. Many Facebook users are quote unquote mobile only, and a quarter of 18 to 44-year-olds keep their smartphones next to them all the time. I mean, that's a huge number of people for you to market to. The main goal for your social media content is shareability. There's no secret sauce or formula that you can use here, but there are two things that you can count on as being successful: mystery and comedy. So creating intrigue, like for the Blair Witch Project, or the use of comedy in animal videos, like, for example, Pluto. Have you guys heard Pluto? Oh my goodness. So funny. Shared content through social media. Right. I was rereading. Right. Here we go. Pluto. So Pluto is a dog that has been giving advice during the COVID pandemic. So to boost your content shareability, create mystery with open-ended questions, provide audience exclusive or information-rich content, and make the experience fun or funny. And no, I'm not going to try to play this for you because you know it won't work. All right. So here are some tips. Be proactive and have a point of view. Be timely and relevant. And again, if you don't know what's timely and relevant, just check out whatever's trending on your social media. Pique audience's curiosity. Create an emotion or a reaction. Let me just fix that. Riff on others' ideas more than your own and give others credit. Make posts easy to understand. Offer a reward. Provide a call to action. Let me go back to the reward thing. If you want to offer a reward and it's just a $10 Amazon gift certificate, do it. Like $10 that you invest in a contest could garner you, 1,000 new subscribers. Provide a call to action. That's really important in all marketing and advertising. After you give the information, you have to ask the audience to do something, whether it's subscribing to an email list or liking your social media pages, but something. Be visual. Use graphics and definitely video. And also, don't be afraid of video. It doesn't have to be perfect or professional or anything. You have a smartphone, you can do video, right? You can use Vine. You can just use your camera app and videotape something. You can script it or do bullet points and do some talking points if you want. Or you can just videotape funny things like dogs at the dog park. Make content shareable with one click. Link to your other digital assets. This is cool because, you want to send people to your other platforms. Provide super fans or influencers exclusive content. This SEO. That makes no sense. Let me just fix that. This should just say SEO. So search engine optimization, write catchy headlines, and choose a hashtag that fits the subject and your audiences. Now, I wanted to try an experiment. So when I say write catchy headlines, how do you know if it's a catchy headline? Well, here is a headline generator. And so what I did was I decided I would write, okay, COVID, cure, dog, and play. Get headlines. Okay, it's updating. Here we go. And now we scroll down. Keep scrolling past all of these ads. And here we go. You are on page 1 of 3. So here are a whole bunch of headlines that have been generated. But how do we know if they're good? Okay, here's one. At last, the secret to COVID cure dog play is revealed. Wait, 10 tips that will make you influential in COVID cure dog play. Okay, those aren't very good. 5 easy ways you can turn COVID cure dog play into success. Let's take that one. Okay, and now we're going to go over to coschedule.com, which has a headline analyzer, and it'll actually give you a score. So I'm just copying and pasting here, and let's see what score we get. 71. Okay, that's not too bad. It gives you your word balance. So common, uncommon, emotional, and power. I think we should try another one, don't you? All right, let's try one more. Don't just sit there. Start COVID cure dog play. Let's try that one. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to head over here and paste it in and hit analyze now. And let's see if that headline is better. It is not. It is only a 63. I wonder if we can find one. What zombies can teach you about COVID cure dog play. Have to try that one. What the headline analyzer is doing is giving you your headline history here, right? So it's telling you which one out of these 3 has been most successful. Need more time? Read these tips to eliminate COVID cure dog play. Let's try that one. It'll be the last one. But you can see how this could take up a lot of time, right? Because it's super fun. Okay, the first one was apparently the best. So let's click on that and let's take a look. Our word balance, common, uncommon, emotional, and power. And the headline type is a list. And then it goes down and analyzes the rest of it. They're also on this particular page, if you go to the top, where is it? If you go to co-schedule maybe. It'll, somewhere around here, I'll have to find it for you, probably in resources. It'll give you guides and reports and tools that you can use for various types of literature and initiatives. Super fun, right? Okay, let's move on. Socializing real worlds, and then we'll talk about socializing fictional worlds. Media and entertainment properties socialize a project's real-world universe by leveraging the property's artists, fans, social chatter, promotional assets, and production news. Back in the day, a celebrity's value was measured by something called a Q score, and the Q score actually measured how likable and influential the celebrity was with audiences. Now, a celebrity's social following is determinant of their value instead of the Q score. So, for example, many people believe that Universal cast Rihanna in Battleship, the film Battleship, because of her 26 million Twitter followers. Or, for example, that Ashton Kutcher replaced Charlie Sheen on 2.5 Men because Ashton Kutcher had 6.7 million Twitter followers. But also contestants or hosts of reality TV shows, from American Idol to Survivor to Bear Grylls, are viewed by audiences as celebrities, and they also energize social audiences. And of course, TLC's Here Comes Honey Boo Boo was created on the strength of the audience's social reaction to the unconventional child beauty contestant who appeared on Toddlers and Tiaras. And we can't go too many slides without talking about Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad became a social media sensation in its final season because AMC invited people to its production universe to say farewell to the series. Early on, it had a small but loyal following, but what was really unusual was how many new fans of Breaking Bad were created in its final season. It was the third most watched series finale in cable history, just behind HBO's The Sopranos and Sex and the City. And another fascinating thing, viewership doubled between the first and second half of the final season. AMC's final final season strategy was to join the network, program creators, stars, and fans to celebrate the series' end and create these socially binding experiences. They included a goodbye image for audiences' profile pictures that look like the periodic table, open-ended questions about the series ending, an appeal to farewell messages using the hashtag goodbye Breaking Bad. Cast and audiences tweeted as well. Aaron Paul, or otherwise known as Jesse Pinkman, he live tweeted throughout AMC's Super Marathon of all the Breaking Bad episodes leading up to the finale. The finale actually generated 1.24 million tweets, with 22,000 tweets per minute at its peak. Facebook had 3 million people generating 5.5 million interactions. In its last season, Breaking Bad's Facebook page had 6 million likes and 23 million interactions with 11 million users. And the finale attracted 10.3 million viewers, 300% more than the previous year's finale. So this actually demonstrated the value of social media in driving viewers and viewership, as well as creating new loyal audiences. And here's a picture of Downton Abbey. So, entertainment properties, characters, and story worlds. Now we're talking about socializing fictional worlds. So, this is like their real world celebrity counterparts. They offer huge opportunities for socialization, especially among comic book inspired properties and big franchise films. When Lego Marvel Superheroes video game launched in 2013, it allowed audiences to individually relate to the characters they loved and also be immersed in a thriving community of fandom. But also, fans of Downton Abbey set up a faux Twitter account for Isis, Lord Grantham's Labrador Retriever, who appears in the series' opening title sequence from behind. And then, you'll catch Isis sort of lounging around, in the library and stuff. And fans named her Twitter handle Downton Abbey. So cute. The Hunger Games had a poster with a golden Mockingjay pin on fire and a teaser trailer with the Twitter hashtag leading to the Capitol, the official government of Panem's site. And there, audiences could actually become citizens. They could receive job assignments, they could get ID cards, and a link to a site where they could buy real-world movie tickets for the film. It also included sneak peeks into the decadence of the Capitol through a fashion publication called Capital Couture on Tumblr. And here's a picture from that account. But also they took a poster and they sort of cut it digitally into 100 pieces, and that was distributed on 100 websites for fans to find and put the pieces together. That's Ella barking in the background if you can hear her. Audiences actually never knew the plot or the Hunger Game rules, but they were engaging with, the poster and the capital couture. Also, through this Transmedia project, they issued 1 million ID cards, and their Facebook fan base increased by 3,000% and generated 22 million video views. Then there was another blended fictional universe with Game of Thrones to promote season 4. The final episode in the previous season was entitled Red Wedding. It killed off the show's most beloved characters in a total bloodbath. And it was HBO's most social show in its history. The marketing campaign capitalized on the vehement conversation about the most despised character on all of social media, King Joffrey. It mixed the emotion of hate for the young king with the socially viral technique of comedy. And so they had this hashtag roast Joffrey. So here you can see that Charmin, which is a producer of really soft toilet paper, they tweeted, "There are some people so crappy, even we won't go near them. Hashtag roast Joffrey. Hashtag tweet from the throne." But also NBC, I don't know if you guys ever watched the show Hannibal. NBC Hannibal tweeted, "Roast Joffrey sounds delicious." Remember that Transmedia has always been a process of exploration, okay? And it still is. This is all about exploration. All right, interactive content and marketing. Here we're going to talk about internal and external motivations, ARGs, interactive storytelling, and gamification. Interactivity acknowledges the value of audience participation in communications. Viral ARGs, which are alternate reality games, interactive storytelling, and game-like features can create even more highly participatory audience experiences. So first, let's look at internal versus external motivators. Internal is the intrinsic value and satisfaction of participating because of a deep emotional connection to the media property. External is the transactional value of receiving a concrete reward for doing something, but thereafter, audiences may walk away. So nothing demonstrates the level of audience investment in a property more than ARGs or alternate reality games, which connect fictional worlds and audiences' real worlds. One ARG, which was developed by 42 Entertainment, was called Why So Serious for Warner Brothers' The Dark Knight. It joined participants in a common goal. The 2007 tagline, "Why So Serious?" gave a nod to the film's protagonist, the Joker, who had not appeared in a Batman film for almost 20 years. It connected the fiendish character to audiences' real worlds, engaging fans with websites and real-world sites that fleshed out the fictional Gotham City universe. And it launched on April Fool's Day, 14 months before the film's release. The Joker's website, called whysoserious.com, had a to-do list for audiences that grew as the film's release approached. And superfans who completed these tasks were rewarded with communications from the Joker, leading them through elaborate scavenger hunts with teaser videos, websites, real-world bakeries, and bowling alleys. These steps further rewarded diehard fans with working mobile phones that eventually sent texts about hidden online games and clues. and it engaged more than 10 million unique players in over 75 countries. Should we talk about Breaking Bad? Interactive storytelling internally motivates audiences to connect to entertainment brands both through ARGs and shorter online narratives. In interactive storytelling, through interaction with content and platforms, audiences influence the storyline by guiding the protagonist's actions or acting as the overall director. For AMC, Playmatics created several standalone online and mobile interactive graphic novel games that allowed audiences to become key characters in hit dramas like Breaking Bad and The Walking Dead. And so you got to explore the story worlds and determine the narrative outcomes. In Breaking Bad, as we see here on this slide, the interrogation, it's called Breaking Bad, the Interrogation. Players could actually become Hank Schrader, DEA agent, and interrogate a suspect who witnessed a suspicious fire in the basement of a church. So as Hank, players got to grill the witness, this Weasley Hadley Burkitts, his name was, who volunteered at the church and did bookkeeping to uncover a sinister secret. Players were presented with sets of dialogue options in comic book style to choose from that were hard-hitting or oblique. And so the goal was actually to get the suspect to give up evidence, and that followed a dialogue tree to uncover more information without the suspect lawyering up. And if the suspect lawyered up, it ended the game. We also have gamification. It's the use of game mechanics, such as competition, achievement, status, self-expression, altruism, and closure, and is being used widely in marketing and social entrepreneurship. The call to action with gamification has to be extremely easy or fun for audiences to participate. You also see things like reward programs or like the profile completeness progress bar when setting up your profile, or something like sweepstakes. AMC created the Mad Men Trivia Challenge, and the reward was 40% off the Mad Men Blu-ray or DVD. Gamification, what else? Right. Gamification was also used on Pottermore.com. And Pottermore.com had a joint venture with Sony offering an immersive experience around the Harry Potter books with interactive features and games such as the House Cup event or challenges to earn a rematch badge. And believe it or not, that is it for class 9. Good job. I think class 10 is going to be much shorter. We're just going over 2 points, and then that'll be it, your last business class. Yay, you. You're awesome. I will see you guys for class 10. Bye.